Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. Over there's Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, tonight we are all very excited because we are taking a look at Mike Flanagan's new series, The Fall of the House of Usher. This is episode 1 of Midnight Dreary, and if it's anything like the other shows in the Flaniverse, as I'm going to call it, I'm sure this is going to be fantastic. This will probably be the fastest 56 minutes of television I've watched all year.
I have no idea what I'm getting into, but I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to watch it with you guys.
Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, all absolute grand slams. Can't wait for this one.
Huge expectations because of those shows that Dave just listed. I'm going to hold you pretty high regard there, Mike. I'm hoping for some good stuff here. That being said, let's go!
Oh,
that was cool.
Interesting.
The crisis, the danger is past.
Is that
He's
Bev
over
already
at
gone?
last.
I forgot her real name.
He's silent in that solitude, which is not loneliness, or again in death. The mist upon the hill, shadowy, shadowy.
Oh, Mark
Hamill.
Hamill.
The boundaries which divide life from death are, at best, shadowy and vague.
Whoa,
Who
what's
shall
that
say
all about?
Where the one ends and where the other begins.
Grab it.
Peer into the abyss.
What is it?
She's here. We remain.
seems like a pretty small funeral, right?
Yeah. Well,
Small funeral.
all
Like
this-
4 people.
all this
there's a
press
few
behind
reporters, though, and stuff, so...
Yeah, for a small funeral, there sure is a lot of press outside. Oh, there's our guy. Oh, Bev.
And gosh, what was her name? Good to see her back. Sherry.
Oh, yes.
That's Mike Flanagan's wife right there.
I promise I'm not going to look for ghosts in the background.
Yeah,
I don't think this is going to be one for ghosts.
I'm just going to let it roll.
I don't even know what to expect.
I know, I say that and watch. There's like 6 ghosts right there.
He wants to meet with you tonight. He sent an address, a weird address, but it was actually him.
Carmelo
I've
Hayes?
seen that guy in some other stuff too.
When
He
he
was in the
first
Falcon, Winter Soldier. I believe.
Oh, that's who he was, and he was in maybe True Detective, but he was
think
also
that's-
in Men of Honor.
give this poor guy a flashlight.
Come on, if you're coming.
I'm sorry for your loss. Your losses, rather.
Heritage Cognac Grand Champagne. Most expensive in the world. Produced since 1776. Aged in barrels for more than 100 years. And the bottle itself, dipped in 18-karat yellow gold, inlaid with 4,100 high-quality diamonds.
Jeez.
It probably cost twice your annual salary. Let's see what a few years of your worth tastes like.
Wow.
Augie, you're sorry my children are all dead. You finally got me. I waived my right to an attorney. Here's the Title 18, Section 371.
You got away with it again.
You know, nobody gets away with anything, not really.
Madeline would beg to differ.
Have you ever had her on the record? I don't think you have. I'm sorry. It's my granddaughter, Lenore.
Grandkids take priority.
Don't lecture me about family values. You're just as shit in that department as I am. I called you tonight to give you the only thing you've ever wanted. My confession.
November 20th, 2023. Mr. Usher has waived his right to have an attorney present.
And Mr. Dupin has waved a glass of Henry IV, so which of us is crazier?
Just,
Yeah, this is where I grew up.
you mentioned Title 18, Section 371. That's defrauding the U.S. government.
All of it.
All of it.
The whole thing. You brought what? 73 charges, all of them, and I'll throw in, I'll tell you how my children died. Believe me, Mr. Dupin, when I tell you, you don't know a thing.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
Okay, end of a
You
little
cannot
cul-de-sac.
understand the things I've done unless you understand the life that Madeline and I were born into, and the woman who would shape every choice we'd ever make.
Oh, there she
Her
is.
mother. She was personal secretary to the CEO of Fortunato Pharmaceuticals, William Longfellow, back then. Man of appetites, a man of business, who once reportedly told his wife,
Children are never too tender to be whipped.
Oh, it's him. He looks so different.
Oh, yeah. He had a beard. He was
Yeah.
the housekeeper from Hill House. Yeah.
And the drunk in
And Midnight
Mass.
Mass. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow. Ooh. Ah.
Climbing my fence. Not here, not ever. We agreed.
What?
Honey?
Not here, not ever.
Nothing to worry about. We just
Oh.
had a couple of looky-loos, that's all.
Is he all right? He's fine.
No harm done. We'll talk about it Monday.
Madeline hated Longfellow even then.
We stay away from Mr. Longfellow's house.
He's mean.
He's complicated, like God. Pain and suffering are like the kiss of Jesus. It just means you've come so close to him that he can kiss you.
If pain and suffering were the kisses of Jesus, then he kissed the living fuck out of my mother in the...
Oh my God. Oh, wow.
Here. Maybe we need to call a doctor like on the TV.
No! Where is your faith? Your body is a temple of God, and you'd pollute it?
Mom said we're not supposed to ever bother him. Him especially.
Trust me, it's the least he can do. I wouldn't want to bother you, Mr. Longfellow, but since she worked for you so well for so long, almost 20 years, I thought you were going to know
She just keeps getting worse. And we know that you're so good at helping people.
You're here at my home, so I'll talk your mother into seeing a doctor.
She won't take any medicine. Nothing.
I mean, she loves you.
What did she say?
It's the least you could do. For her. For us.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Dad.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Take your grift and get off my property.
I'm gonna highlight it with the maybe, just in case, because the writing sometimes they're
Like
so good at
to
making you think one.
throw you for a loop.
Yeah.
If we call someone, that means police.
So what do we do?
They made their own
Wow.
coffin for her?
Just in the backyard? Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Who's going to take care of them, pay the bills? I mean,
Yeah.
if they don't tell anybody.
Right. You can't just do that. I mean, legally even.
You have to have death certificates.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little
But it's 1973. Who knows?
1960.
1962.
1962.
62.
But even then,
It's 53.
Yeah, I mean,
but
you
62.
I'm pretty sure in 1962 you couldn't still just bury people in your backyard. But I wasn't there, so I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, boys. You can start seeing stuff now.
I hope so.
Oh, I hope we get some
Oh,
jump
you
scares.
said you didn't think this was going to be like ghosts and stuff.
Well, just because I didn't think it would, I'm hoping we get some cool, funky, scary shiznit. She's out of the grave, isn't she?
Oh, she busted out. Look at that. Oh, see the handprint?
Yeah, the hands were like
Yeah.
this. Anything on the stairs? Yep, see the footprints on the stairs? I know they're showing it in the mud, but...
Yeah.
Well, what if the kid's kind of misdiagnosed here?
Yeah, she only like felt like right here. It's
Yeah.
not like she went like
Like, what?
What did we do?
We're gonna call a doctor. We've gotta call a doctor. I don't care what she says.
It's an accident. They gotta know we didn't mean to.
oh,
What? What?
it's
You didn't
over
see
his
it?
it's over it was over his left shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Oh,
There she is.
That's it. I'm killing half these lights. It's too bright in here.
Yeah, no. Movies like this, you gotta have it dark all the way around you, you know?
Oh, she's going back outside?
Dude,
She's
she's
going
going
straight-
she's going for
She's going for
Longfellow.
Longfellow's house. Yo, power up.
Oh, how convenient that he came out at this time.
She's just going to bust that thing down? Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Oh.
What happened to her face? Did we lost him in the first episode.
Oh, and now she's gone too? Like,
Right in front of
just
the
like
kids.
that.
The official story was Longfellow had a heart attack in his sleep, and the nastiest bits we cleaned up after I took over the company.
Why are you telling me this? Why are we talking about your mother?
And I'm supposed to, because she's here. She's right behind you.
I read somewhere about high-powered negotiation tactics. how some truly brilliant business people will plant these moments into high-stakes conversations, force a reaction, no matter how trivial, to make an adversary lean
What's
in.
that on the left?
Yeah. Something.
It looks like there's just a little tiny. Yeah, I don't know. There's a little white line there.
I'm not going to turn around, Roderick.
Oh, you don't want to.
So why are you telling me this?
Because, well, we were talking about my kids. 6 kids by 5 mothers, but they're all mine.
Oh, 5?
Your granddaughter again? Day'll come. She'll stop texting. They all do sooner or later.
Your grandkids are at your house right now with your kids, too. And you're here with me. So let's skip the soapbox. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I never saw your husband at the courtroom. It was a culmination of your life's work, and he wasn't there, rooting you on. Why is that, if you're such an expert on family values?
I didn't want them anywhere near you people.
That day was the last day we were all in the same place.
My name is Charles Auguste Dupin, and it is my privilege to represent the United States of America against Fortunato Pharmaceuticals.
Oh.
Whoa. Whoa.
Now, I know there have already been a lot of headlines about Fortunato Pharma. Since Roderick Usher, he's sitting over there, the Usher family under CEO Roderick Usher and COO Madeline Usher spent 4 decades growing Fortunato into one of the most profitable, powerful companies on the planet Earth. They've achieved this by doing awful, awful things. Flagrantly violating regulations, statutes, and the most fundamental ethics. Burns evidence, fabricates evidence. The reason their lead attorney and enforcer, Mr. Arthur Pym...
Objection.
He's doing a crossword.
The one doing the crossword puzzle while I'm talking. In 40 years, not one thing, not one indictment, not one charge. I've had trouble finding a speeding ticket. Not one consequence has stuck. You're going to hear something else too, something they don't expect. And the reason why this trial is going to have a different outcome. An informant from within the inner circle, someone so close to this family's crimes, their testimony and evidence will be unimpeachable.
Objection.
Approach. Who's it going to be?
If such a witness exists, they have not been made known to the defense.
This witness came forward at great personal risk, would be in great danger if exposed. They even fear for their life. We have reason to believe this courtroom is compromised.
That's absurd.
The danger is real and immediate.
All the more reason not to mention this in your opening argument.
Well, that's true.
Oh.
Well, I got ahead of myself. I'm not the young lawyer I used to be. I'll happily strike.
Yeah, but you can say you strike that from the record, but they all heard
strike it from the record. Like everybody, okay.
I think he did it purposely.
100%.
To see what he does.
Yep, to get a reaction.
Family dinner.
All of them.
Spouses, too.
Mark Hamill.
God, it's a legend.
Oh, he's got the bumpers up.
Got the bumpers up.
A mole is like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Departed, and an informant is like Jack Nicholson in The Departed. He was. Nicholson was talking to the feds the whole time.
No, I get it.
If it is true, it's Perry.
He's just a kid, Freddie.
Who knows what that crazy little... Sorry, honey. Who knows what that crazy little spithead will or won't do? And why the fuck... Sorry, honey. Why the fuck would anybody think it would serve their best interest to become a goddamn informant for the government?
Are the charges true? Because if not, we've got nothing to worry about.
Lenore, that is a brave and thoughtful thing to say.
The only thing you can say about Freddie is he wants Dad to love him more than anything.
When your dad goes down, Freddie's on the throne. Maybe he's just giving him a little push.
Why bother? Frederick is about as close to Roderick as you get without a junior.
I got Bev vibes already, and I love it.
God, she's such a dynamic actor.
Goldbug will show him that the Usher Empire should be a matriarchy.
You warm up Built Nation, you keep those 10 million subscribers all frothy for me. Speaking of fucking, I canceled the girl.
I didn't know there was a girl tonight.
Well, there was, and she's canceled. Well, pushed today. Dad needs to see his kids don't need $500 million and an endless supply of test monkeys to be successful.
Oh, jeez.
shit.
Checking to see if a robotic heart works.
All right, let's close her up.
Oh.
It really fucking would. This new powder your dad sent over, it's gonna poison the study. Hey, you hear those stories? This is the same stuff. For using an experimental Fortunato paralytic.
Where have we heard the term nightshade before?
Oh, it's a poison.
The informant.
You have to come. They said, bring Al. Sorry, Dr. Reed, but you have to come.
Bring everybody.
Leo, you let me move in, but you won't let me meet your family?
That's right.
Hey!
Oh, you're in the elevator. Okay, see you in a sec.
My friends aren't gonna believe I met Napoleon Usher.
Why are you home early?
Shit might hit the fan. I saw the clips in the news.
Wild. What a twist with everything there.
You sure I can't
You
come
can
with
see
you?
her out the window.
Hey, sweetie. You being good for other daddy.
Wow, this family is just.
There she is.
I'm sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Kimmel, Colbert, also Leo.
Juno's gonna be at the Met this weekend. Your dad's office asked for some page 6.
They scraped her off an emergency room floor. Do they think I can turn her into Princess Grace?
Oh.
I want you to start with Perry, obviously, but I don't think he's clever enough to keep it off TikTok if he was dealing with the feds. We're gonna find out who's talking to the feds, and then I'm gonna freeze their fucking head, and I'm gonna give it to my father on a platinum plate.
Oh, wow.
Thank God we didn't have a wedding. I didn't have to look them all in the eye.
They will love you because I love you, and the only thing stronger than love is how fucking scared they are of getting cut out of the will.
There is that.
I need to talk to you, Roderick. Alone, I think, might be best.
Something he told him
Something
riled
bad.
him.
I was wondering if that's why maybe he was confessing. Maybe he's starting to circle the drain.
This is Glenfiddich, 96.
Oh, maybe the doctor gave him some bad news, like about his health or something, maybe?
That's why I'm thinking he was confessing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We make it the official whiskey of the club, and they open up the entire library of bottles to us.
Well, outside of naming this establishment, what else makes it at all worthwhile?
Prospero is going to be one of the most exclusive nightclubs in the entire world. We're going to make Studio 54 look like fucking Romper Room. I'm thinking a tiered membership.
Roderick, please, anytime.
Oh, tiered membership. Why didn't you fucking say so? No.
I feel like we've seen her in some stuff too before. I can't.
Independence Day. She was the president's wife.
Oh, yeah. Holy. Wow. Good call.
Oh.
For the road.
Oh.
Yes, a girl. I was wondering how she was going to tie in.
Wait, it's Kate.
Coffee?
Let me guess.
No
Also
way.
cake.
I bet it's cake.
Ever watch those videos? They do a really good job. Oh,
Paperwork from the Pym Reaper, always a blast.
The Pym Reaper?
Is this also cake?
This is a robust new non-disclosure agreement.
Forfeiture of inheritance, waiving of civil suits.
Consequence only applies if it's proven you violated the agreement. So it seems to me no one has anything to worry about.
You want to watch me sign it? I'll sign it right now.
How do you spell Frederick?
Fortunato is the reason you exist. And if anyone comes after us, we will exhaust our arsenal until the threat's neutralized. Like dead. Pym made this document particularly nasty. I asked him to, but that's not the thing. When I find out who's been talking to the goddamn government against your own blood, there won't be enough of you left to sue. And make no mistake, we'll find out.
$50 million to the lucky usher who figures out who's talking to the feds. I'm putting a bounty on you. You, the shitbag. And that was the last time I saw them all together. I know who's responsible. All of them.
The mother? His mother?
Deaths of your children have been examined, investigated pretty thoroughly, and as strange as they may be, those deaths are unrelated.
I am responsible. There's a woman.
That almost looked like flashbacks from the show.
The other shows.
New Year's Eve, you know why? Resolutions. And most people go their whole wasted, stupid lives without 1 minute of true resolution. Not me, though. And not Madeline.
Ace Frehley
Ace
for you.
Frehley.
Me and Diamond Dave's favorite.
What a terrible concert.
Since I was here.
All right, so it's what, 62?
Good year.
Hey, Midnight Mass?
Yeah?
Yeah. There he is.
Yeah.
Yes!
Oh,
yes!
There's our guy.
Oh my God, he's in this? I know from Friday
I feel like
Night
we're saying that
Lights,
about all the
TV show.
actors.
So he knows. Wow, I didn't even know he was Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, a TV show is Matt Saracen.
Costume party? Guessing you're
Hey!
Daisy Buchanan. What made you ditch the other party? All dressed up, didn't wait for the ball to drop?
Haven't seen this place before. Did you just open?
Sort of.
Gotta be more crowded. New Year's and all.
Oh, it'll fill up later. Or midnight business. Tonight.
Midnight business. Midnight.
You guys look like you've had a wild night already.
Hands roll.
I'll drink one with you. Don't tend to do that with customers. 1979. May it rest in peace.
Oh.
God, I can't believe we really did that.
Keep your voice down, Roderick. Drink, but don't get drunk. Talk, but don't talk.
His hands were messed up.
Yep. Thinking they did somebody in.
I'm just excited that we get to kick Carter out of the White House this year. Night's young, whiskey's pricey.
First tour on the house. Want to start a tab?
Oh, Foreigner?
Yeah.
I'm Verna.
Roderick. This is Madeline.
I don't think she was too happy about saying the name.
Know what a resolution is, really? It's a deal you make with the future. You already know your resolutions, don't you?
We're gonna change the world.
That was the night. That was when everything changed at Fortunato. People still whisper about what possibly could have happened that night.
Your life will take a complete change of course. Tonight, you feel it. We're sitting outside of time and space.
We buried 3 of my children today, the other 3 last week.
Oh!
There's a reason I'm telling you this. My mother, my children, New Year's Eve, you'll be reluctant to accept it or believe it, but I promise you, every single piece is important. We buried my boy today. And almost nobody came this time. 6th coffin I've put in the dirt.
Who shall say?
There's our bartender.
Grab
We peer into the abyss.
What is it?
She's here.
Is she like the Grim Reaper?
Oh, there
From
they
such a
are.
height of all the most ghastly and loathsome images of death and suffering.
Oh, a court jester?
Oh, he's got a bloody nose.
That's it. Is he done?
Well, no, he's talking to the. He's talking.
I know,
talking
but
to the officer
you know,
all night.
It's a,
Full security detail.
It's time.
he's almost smiling.
Yeah, it's like he knows his time's up.
It's time.
No, that's it.
I told you, fastest hour ever.
I am intrigued.
Oh, it's
Mike
so
Flanagan,
good. Does it again.
get it again.
Just
Let's-
get right in.
Oh, based on the works of
Carla.
Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah,
Yeah.
Carla. How do you say her last name? Okay.
You know, we should give Answer the honor since he's the honorary.
Since he's,
Oh, the
yeah,
honorary.
since he's
Welcome.
first, you know?
Well, welcome to the Flannerverse, as someone previously
That's
named
right.
it earlier tonight. This is very intriguing. A lot of information they throw at you, but they do it real quick, and but they also give you a real good in-depth look at the whole family and their whole dynamic and like where he came from. That his mom was probably did some suspect things with Longfellow, but I think Longfellow had it coming what happened to him that night. But I love how they ever since, what was that, 62, they had been sweeping stuff under the rug and changing the way of history, and then him must have just done something. They've changed the world, and I'm wondering if it started that night with talking to Carla, it's just a bartender. We'll just call her right now. The bartender. I'm assuming that the resolution came with a bit of a
Verna.
price.
Yeah.
Huh?
Verna.
Verna? Oh, I didn't even know they had said her name at all. But Verna, or Carla, I'm assuming that the resolution came with a hefty price to it, and So I'm thinking that they must have kept doing something through the course of time, and now it's going to catch up to him. And the only way to get out of it is he's got to confess all his sins and lay out his whole life story. But yeah, so far it's been really good. You guys kept talking about all the whole hangovers from the previous cast that they all had on, so that was kind of neat to see. Kind of neat to see that the Usher must be just the family to be. And they, like, one guy flat out called them a crime family, just right in the courtroom, and trying to get them. They have a pharmaceutical company that they must have taken from Longfellow. So I'm intrigued to find out how that came about, because remember, their mom was a secretary and he was the boss. So I want to see how that comes to be. But yeah, just how the powerful family, how he's doing all this, and then right at the end he goes, well, $50 million to who's ever squealing brings me then foreman, and then it turns out all 6 have come and gone, and all that's left is him, his sister, the lawyer, and then his new wife. So I am definitely intrigued. I'm really glad I hopped on with this one. And yeah, you are absolutely correct. That was a fast 1 hour.
Yeah, I was aware of this being based on or adapted from the Edgar Allan Poe story. Loved Edgar Allan Poe growing up, and I remember it, from school and everything. I remember it, and we read a lot of them. We read, of course, The Raven, the cast of Amontillado, if that's how you say it. It's been a while, folks, but anyways, I'm impressed. I remember going through this one, but I honestly don't remember what it's about. So I'm. Obviously, after this, after we watch the series, I think I'm going to go back and read the Edgar Allan Poe story, because I really loved him in high school and everything. But it's that I don't remember the story, so it's all new to me. My early prediction, kind of along the same lines you were saying, answer, is it's the kind of old making a deal with the devil, and then when it's time for me to collect, I'm going to collect. So that's what I kind of think Verna might be, early prediction. Again, I don't remember the original Poe story, but what I do like, obviously outside of seeing all of our favorite cast members back who do such a fantastic job. We sang their praises in all the other series, but what I like is that the patience these writers have to put in the dialogue the way they do, let the stories breathe, and it's not dialogue that you want to race through to get to the end to see what the conclusion is. You genuinely want to soak it all in, almost like that whiskey they were enjoying in the rundown house there. So I'm just really thrilled it's back. A couple of themes that I really like is that Usher has all the money in the world, right? But just like everybody else, when his time comes, it comes, and all that money doesn't matter. So you could draw many parallels and stories, and take what you want out of that. So that's very intriguing that they do that with his character. And it's an interesting story also because it's kind of playing on real life. Like we all have heard about, the opioid crisis and the things that have happened with that. That's all over the news. There's movies on Netflix about it. So it's interesting that's what this family is tied into, is pharmaceuticals and opioids. Interesting coming from a family whose mother didn't want medicine in any way, that they would become this pharmaceutical giant. So I'm super intrigued to see where this one goes. Mike Flanagan does not miss.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me, having watched the previous 3 series, like I don't even want to make any sort of predictions as to where I think anything is going, because
how they do it.
The writing is so creative and it's so dynamic that there's misdirection all the time, and so right now I'm really just appreciating good acting and a lot of drama in this gentleman's life. Like, he definitely does not have a simple existence whatsoever, starting with him and his sister essentially burying their mother alive.
So it seemed.
So it seemed. Or we really
Judging by
don't.
that face.
Yeah. Well, it's so even that scene. So it's like, did they bury her alive? But when she got up and she choked the guy out, you would think that maybe he could have done a better job of fighting her off. It looked like he just, didn't make any sort of, attempt to struggle. And within a matter of minutes, she was, she had choked him out. The kids didn't really try to do anything to stop it, although they didn't seem like they wanted to, because, they didn't hold him in the highest regard. But it was a very interesting start. Interesting the way they're sitting in his old home with the candles lit when he's got all that money to go somewhere else. But I'm guessing he's there because he doesn't want to be seen.
Well, he probably can't travel with the court case and everything.
There's that. Oh, I'm sure with his money, he probably can do whatever he wants on a private jet. But in any regard, great acting. It's great to see a bunch of the actors that we know from the previous series back. I know Dave, hollered out Bev a few times, and right away, I feel like they threw her back into a role where she could be kind of like condescending and snarky because she just works it. Like. Yeah. She just works it so well. But I'm really excited for this. But as far as predictions, I was going to kind of say what Quinn said. In fact, I took the words right out of my mouth, make the deal with the devil. But it just seems like 6 kids in 2 weeks. And it's just like, good boy. And Edgar Allan Poe, obviously familiar with him as a writer. I don't know that. I know the stories or whatever, but I'm just excited to see where this goes. But I think we're all in for a lot of twists and turns and surprises. Answer whatever you think might happen. Just throw that right out there. That's not how these work.
Let
it rip.
No, I was just saying.
I'm not saying don't say
my
it.
thing is, I think that's why he had 6 kids. Because so that's what they could work their way through each kid before he finally had to go. So he was extending his life. That's my kind of bold prediction.
Yeah,
that's
like they would take from him, and
because you said 6 kids, and I'm like, oh, and I think that was going to be his penance he was going to pay to Verna. At first was okay, then I could just have a kid, she can just take them, and now that they're all gone, now it's his turn. And he didn't think it was going to go that quick. He didn't know it was going to probably be 2 weeks, 6 in 2 weeks, and now his turn. Yeah. That's mine.
That's
obviously
game changer answer.
That's very interesting.
That's a game changer.
Your kids will go before you. You'll be the last to go type thing, and he just keeps having kids. So somebody with I shouldn't even say somebody with that kind of money, but I think we know from certain high-profile individuals that you could go a lot further than 6 if you probably wanted.
True.
Yeah, shout out to Mike Flanagan and his crew here. The cinematography on this one compared to the other, not that the other ones were bad, but this one felt like he was shooting almost damn near like a freaking IMAX film almost. It was actually really, really good. My expectations, because like you said, Dave, I'm not even going to try to guess with how this is going to go, because if you've seen our previous ones for Mike Flanagan, the shows, we were right on probably like 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
So
that's generous.
That's probably being generous. No, it was great to see this roster again. Carla, I'm glad she's worked back in. I'm not going to name all of them. Raul is great. Samantha. I'm sorry I forgot your name in there. Not like you're going to see this, but
just calls her Bev.
Bev.
That's where I was laughing, saying Tamerlane as her full name instead of just Tammy or Tamra.
Tamerlane. What a character. Yep. I'm just glad she's back. Unfortunately, these 6 kids. It's good to see that. I think they're going to be in all the episodes, but we got the early they're gone. Yep. But I want to see her kind of be just a slight Bev, which we got a little bit, so I'm satisfied with that because she's great. Raul, what a contrast.
Yeah.
Being the sheriff in Midnight Mass, because that's the last thing we watched, and now seeing him as this character.
Well, then when he was the chef.
And the chef, where he was all, what a fantastic polar opposite of what he's doing now. So I do like seeing this roster. Good to see Zach back from Midnight Mass. Katie Siegel, I know I forgot your name again. That's how dare I forget your name. Again,
I love seeing the role Henry Thomas is in.
How about Mark Hamill?
Hamill?
That
was great.
Man here.
Annabeth and Robert Longstreet. Annabeth Gish and Robert Longstreet. Should say like they're married. Bummer that we're probably only going to get them for just at least this first episode, because they're both great. So again, the roster, I'm glad that Mike Flanagan has his own. I've said it millions of times already. I'm just glad he has that roster, because it's an immediate investment that at least that I have into this. Be like, all right.
Oh yeah, you
story,
absolutely just
whatever,
right into it.
Just invested in these actors. So I'm really sucked in on this first episode. Answer, you kind of just blew my world a little bit. So I can't wait to see if that is coming true. Now, I know probably a lot of you have already burned through the first day of these 8 episodes, so hopefully you don't drop spoilerish things. I know you're pretty good, though.
Yeah,
they've been
everyone's
really good.
pretty good.
That's one thing that consistently I have to say, and we've mentioned it before, it's worth mentioning again. Everybody in the comments, every time we react to these, we're worried about spoilers and things like that, and people are just so great to not spoil that for us. So for myself and the rest of the guys, thank you so much. Please continue to do so.
Give us
we love hearing
tidbits.
wait till the
Just
next
wait.
one. You help build the anticipation. And of course, feel free to point out things that maybe we missed in this episode, but not such that would give anything away.
I don't think there was any ghosts in this episode.
Well, I just want to say, I thought I saw a dot. Well, you kind of saw it too, where he was like, "My mother is right behind you," and I was like going like this, making sure it wasn't any of her lighting
that's
or anything.
weird
And
that
no,
he
there
kept
was
saying
there
that
was
his
just a
mother
little
was
tiny
there.
light, and it's like,
Well, and what's great too, and I know you're fresh to Mike Flanagan answer, but I feel, and I'm sure a lot of you do, or probably all of you, I feel the format is that classic Mike Flanagan. It's just a little interchange here, a little interchange there, and I know you're like on the last one. Ghost! I don't think this one. I think this one's going to be a mind.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
suspense.
different.
Well, we saw.
But I do hope we get more.
Yeah, we
I
saw
think
that.
it's gonna have twists and turns, but not like jump scares, and go.
Oh, well.
Well, I don't know. I guess
that.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Early
I
on,
guess, you know, with you guys with the Joker.
The one thing I do want to, and maybe you guys are with me, well, at least you two, answer, you're going to be hopefully seeing it here. I'm hoping we get a classic Mike Flanagan 8-minute no cut scene. The actors just doing what they do best.
Yep. Nice.
Remembering 47 pages in their head and delivering.
Well,
I'm hoping we see that.
That's always the interesting thing with these series is that, I know, we tend to, we're reactors, so we react to stuff. But I know a lot of times we're just sitting here and all we can react with is our faces because there's so much dialogue packed into these shows that we don't want to talk over the dialogue if we can help it. So
a
that's
lot of
something to
people
consider.
appreciate that too.
And it's good dialogue too.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's important.
We had in Hill House, we had the funeral parlor scene that was the long cut, and then in
On the
Midnight
beach,
Mass we
or
had the walk
through town.
We had the walk through town.
And then Katie and Zach sitting on the couch. Where it was just like the camera was just
crazy.
kind of
Did we get a blind man or long?
We
cut?
did. I just can't remember the spot. I'm sure you guys do, but
yeah.
I can't wait. This is going to be a hell of a ride. And real quick for like housekeeping for the YouTube side, because I think Patreon and YouTube members already know. I know we're going to get, when's the next one? We update the community tab every Monday, Central Standard Time morning with the schedule. This is going to be probably weekly just because of the schedule is so jam-packed, but either way.
Don't worry, we'll
Can't
deliver.
wait.
We'll definitely deliver.
Can't wait.
So there we go. We got the first one in the books. Hey, I'm excited to be part of the Flaniverse, as one member on the board
Let's go.
put it. So for Diamond Dave, Appleton Oak, that's of course Mason Quinn, and I'm the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.